Episode 1: The Land We Claimed. The land remembers. Eastern Washington. Rolling hills, endless skies, and soil as stubborn as the people who worked it. For families like mine, this wasn't just a place to live. It was a promise. One bought with sweat, hunger, and hope. My father came here in the 1880s, when the government gave away land to anyone who could make it bloom. They cut through sage and stone, built homes from logs, and prayed that the rains would follow the plow. Some found fortune, but many found nothing but dust and debt. My father endured, and he taught me to do the same. By the time I was a man, the farm was no longer just his dream. It was mine. 40 years of wheat had risen and fallen on this ground. My wife, our children, they knew no life beyond it. The land bound us together, and I believed that it always would. But whispers of trouble began to drift west. The year was 1929. Newspapers spoke of a stock market collapse back east. Men in suits jumping from windows, banks failing. Most of us in the country thought it couldn't touch us. After all, the land was steady, wasn't it? The earth didn't care about Wall Street, or so I thought. At home, life looked the same. My son rose early, bitter about the chores he'd rather escape. My daughter laughed as she followed me through the wheat rows, dreaming of golden harvests yet to come. My wife, she carried her worries quietly, though I saw them written in her tired eyes. But we all carried on, believing hard work would keep us safe. But storms don't announce themselves. They creep, silent and sure, until they break upon you all at once. The world beyond our farm was unraveling, and soon enough it would reach us. No prayer, no fence, no sweat of my brow could hold it back. In the last good years, the wheat still rose tall. The hills of eastern Washington rolled golden in the sun. And though the work was never easy, the land gave back just enough to keep us believing. We lived by the rhythm of the plow and the harvest, and in that rhythm, we thought ourselves safe. But storms don't always come from the sky. Sometimes they begin far away, and only later do you feel their weight. In October of 1929, Wall Street fell. Banks closed their doors. Men who thought themselves kings of money lost everything in a day. To us, it felt like another world. What did stocks and bankers matter to a farmer who broke his back for wheat? But before long, we began to feel it. The prices of grain dropped to almost nothing. The sweat of an entire season could barely pay the bank its due. At first, I told myself that this would all pass. Hard times had come before, and the land had always carried us through. But neighbors whispered of loans they could no longer pay, of banks calling in debts. Some families packed their wagons and disappeared in the night, their fields left empty behind them. At home, the strain crept in quietly. My wife hid her worry, but I saw the way she measured every cup of flour. My son grew restless, staring down the railroad tracks as if the future might ride by on the next train. My daughter still laughed in the fields, still dreamed of golden harvests, but even her small hands could feel the soil turning thin and tired beneath them. The rains grew fickle, the winds blew stronger, dust began to lift from the fields, not yet in storms, but in warning. A veil across the horizon, a whisper of what was to come. We did not yet know the word Dust Bowl, but the land was already teaching us its meaning. We were farmers, bound to our acres by blood and bone. We believed we could endure anything the land threw at us, but we were wrong in the end. The true trial was only beginning, and soon it would break over us like a storm without mercy. See you later, Half House. This might be the last time I ever come out to visit you, so it's been fun. But you're definitely on your last leg.